Onward, the new Pixar movie starring Tom Holland, Chris Pratt, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Octavia Spencer. Pretty solid voice cast. Um, Following two brothers in a magical world. They're elves, right? That's what
Elves.
you
Oh yeah, look at those
elves.
ears, bruh.
Yeah, they're elves who live in a more modern world. The magic is gone, or not. It's not as common
Lost
anymore.
touch with the world.
And in classic Pixar fashion, one of their parents is gone or missing in some way, and
Right.
uh, they're on a journey to find a way to meet their dad just for one day. Um, I left this movie being like, that's a pretty good like B. For Pixar, that's a pretty good B. I'll give them a solid. Is entertaining, had some heartfelt moments, some laughs, but overall, just in terms of what the quality of Pixar, this is going to be one of their middle tier movies. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, it's funny. So like thinking about it, I totally agree with all the takes that it's more of a lower rent attempt at what Coco and Inside Out achieve. I
Hmm.
totally see that and agree with that. Yeah, I had a really great time watching this movie, pretty much start to finish. And there's like, yeah, you can see the formula, the Pixar formula that is, hero's journey, um, sentimentality, all these things we associate with Pixar, something that is entertaining and engaging to children, but also is tugging at the heartstrings of the parents taking their kids. It's a pretty tried and true formula for Pixar, and you can see that formula for this. But I don't know. I found Onward uh, just kind of endearing. I don't know. I think part of it was I really loved Chris Pratt as Barley, the older brother,
Yeah.
and kind of being with a Jack Black impersonation almost. He doesn't always sound like himself. It does sound like Chris Pratt, but
Hmm.
I thought he was kind of a riot the whole time and really funny. And yeah, I think the ending, uh, again, you know, not dissimilar to Toy Story 3 meeting the death at the
Hmm.
fire pit or whatever. It's an ending we understand from Pixar films, but I thought it really worked.
It
So
got me. It got
it
me.
got you. But yeah, it's not like top tier, but for I think for any other movie you would like it. I think it's kind of where it's kind of grading on the curve.
Sure, and that I agree. I mean, I think if this was like DreamWorks or something like that, we would
Yep.
be like, this is a really great DreamWorks movie. But when
Yes.
you're putting it up against some of like the best animated films ever made, of course it's going to fall a little bit down the rung. I agree. I think there were some really funny moments with this. I especially liked the scene with the cops and where they get stopped and they have to
Yep.
impersonate the step or like the new boyfriend or whatever, like Officer Bronco. That's what his
Yes.
name is. Um, yeah, I thought that scene was great. I also, I mean, the scenes that were sentimental really were great too. Like the scene where the dad is dancing to the music, or like the half of the dad is dancing to the music,
Right.
and they're dancing with him. I thought was a really heartfelt and moving moment. There's a lot of great stuff in there. I think where it kind of falls just a little bit short is I did feel like there were some lulls, and some moments where I was like, that was okay, or I didn't really know if some of the things totally like got me like at the whole Julie Louis Dreyfus, Octavia Spencer like side journey with the Manicore. I was kind of
Right.
like, some of this is good, some of this isn't really working for me totally, but
I thought the
overall,
Manicore introduction was great.
yes,
The side quest, if you will, getting the map. So that was awesome, and
yep,
I think that kind of connects to like the theme of like losing touch with the world.
mm-hmm.
An obvious parable for like how society is today. I wish they almost explored that more because that's a simple yet tangible idea that I think could have been almost just mined deeper. But ultimately, Pixar has to kind of, I think, just want to reel everything back. But it's still clever. And I actually appreciate that it's ultimately just a small scale story. Um,
For now. There's
right.
definitely going to be a sequel to this.
Well, and that is the thing. This is their first original film since 2017 with Coco.
Mhm.
They only released, I think, 3 original films last decade. Brave, Inside Out, Coco, and '04, and The Good Dinosaur. And there was, just sequels, right? And even if Onward is more towards the middle, it's still something brand new. And I think that's what we should ask Pixar to give us. Don't make Coco 2. Don't make Inside Out 2. Make new things. And we don't know anything after this year from Pixar. There's nothing else. Now that we're getting another one, Soul, in June, another original film. So that's cool. But yeah, I think the lesson that you should take from Onward and the relatively new to box office, I think, again, I think for sake of the art, the Pixar formula is so tried and true. Just apply it to new stuff,
Mhm.
So we don't need all the sequels all the time. But yeah, I think in terms of like middle tier movies from a production house
Studio,
that we're well
yeah.
familiar with, pretty solid.
Definitely pretty solid. I'd recommend people check it out.
Oh, there's also one funny observation I saw. The Phoenix Gem, of course, the MacGuffin of this film that powers the magic staff. Just the latest line in Magic Stones of late with Parasite and Uncut Gems, and of course Avengers. So shout out Magic Stones.
Yeah, when I saw Onward, the first thing I thought about was definitely Parasite. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
my first comparison for it.